It's 8:10 now. Well, tummy tucks, nose jobs and new breasts. It seems plastic surgery is everywhere you look these days, and now it's even started to invade childhood. A new picture book for kids has been released in America, all about a mum who goes under the knife, all in the name of beauty. My Beautiful Mommy is written by plastic surgeon Dr. Michael Salzhauer, and he joins us from Miami. Thanks for joining us, Doctor. Can I start by asking you why you felt it was necessary to write a book like this?
Well, I'm a plastic surgeon in Miami, and the majority of my practice is surgery on young mothers that have had children and are now having tummy tucks and breast lifts to undo the ravages of pregnancy. Many of my patients bring their children with them to the consultations before the surgery and to the visits afterwards. And children can be very confused, and so I saw a need to explain to the children ahead of time what mommy was about to go through so as not to scare them. That's why I wrote the book. If you think about it, a child usually associates a trip to the doctor's office with sickness or even death. And so when they see mommy who looks healthy going to the doctor and they're given no explanation at all, their imaginations can wander, and sometimes they can become very afraid. I've had patients come in with their children, and the children ask me, is mommy dying? Is mommy sick? What's going on? And it is a difficult subject to broach with a young child, whether they're 4 years old or even 10 years old. And so a picture book, especially one that's written the way ours is, in a very friendly, humorous, kind of lighthearted manner, is a way to open the subject up for discussion with your kids. And you can address their questions and concerns on a level that's appropriate for them.
Do you think maybe that one of the reasons why mothers struggle explaining it to their children and why children are scared is because in many ways plastic surgery goes against a lot of the messages that as parents we try to give our children, which is to accept the way you look, it's all about being healthy, and you know, you've got to love yourself and others for a lot of other qualities that don't have anything to do with the way we look.
That's absolutely right. It is a difficult subject for those reasons. We teach our kids, and I have 4 young children at home myself, and I try to teach my children that beauty is on the inside and not on the outside. On the other hand, the reality is that looks do count for something in society, and children do get that message from a very early age. Look at the typical children's books or Disney movies that are out there. Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, where the Snow White is perfect and the witch has an ugly crooked nose and so forth. So, or the book Ugly Duckling, for example. Kids do understand and are given the message that beauty does have value.
I suppose where I'm coming from is this is a book that's aimed at children at the age of 4 to 7, and I don't think children at that age judge their parents with anything other than loving thoughts.
Well,
to present to them an idea that the only way you can be accepted in society, because society is always going to judge you by the way you look, possibly sets them up for a fall.
Well, Lisa, I don't think that's what the book says at all. The book is not a general children's book. It's not like Goodnight Moon or The Cat in the Hat. You wouldn't read this to your child before they go to sleep at night unless you were going to have plastic surgery in the next 2 weeks. This book is targeted for a specific audience. That is moms that are going to have plastic surgery. They've already made the decision to do so. And now it's going to affect their children's lives. If you have a rhinoplasty, a nose job, you're going to have black eyes and bruising. You're going to have to explain something to your kids, whether they're 4, 7, 10, or 20. The question is, what do you say to them? The patients that have used the book, again, in those specific cases, are very happy with the book, and the children love it, and they do get it. And children are very perceptive. It's not something that they don't notice. And by opening it up to them, it respects their feelings, and it allows them to open up and ask those hard questions like, Mommy, why are you changing the way you look? I think you look beautiful the way you are. And like I said before, if you can't explain this to your child, maybe you shouldn't have this surgery.
Well, Dr. Michael Salzhauer, obviously there's a market for it, and it certainly opens up an interesting debate. Thanks very much for your time this morning.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
You too.